Woo! Happy New Year, everybody! Hopefully this one ends up a little bit nicer than the last one. Anyway, New Year, same Minecraft world, eh? Welcome back to it, everyone! So, on the last episode, we built something in this here lab, and I wasn't quite happy with how it was looking, and I said I'd report back on the next episode with a new version of it, new and improved, finished, wow, beautiful, mind-blowing version. Are you ready to see it? Because I have indeed been busy. Ta-da! Here it is, the new and improved sheep wall. I have added some shading on the floor, so it looks like there's actually a green glow coming off of these vats, which I think turned out pretty good. I'm happy with that. I've also added the same to the wall. I think it works less well there, but it gets the job done. Then we've got a little desk here, so you can stand here and study these mysterious creatures, as well as perform some experiments over here, perhaps. And then we've got a big battery or something up there, with something giving off a green glow in it, which is supposed to be the same thing that these vats are filled with. And it's connected by a big tube to our creeper and spider farm. I'll let you decide whether the juice is coming out of the creeper and spider farm and going into there and then into the sheep farm, or whether the juice is going from there into the creeper spider farm. Doesn't matter, but the implication is supposed to be that whatever this weird green glowing substance is what's powering our experiments here. I think this looks a lot more interesting now. It looks a lot more integrated into the lab. I'm happy with it. I think it looks pretty neat. Also, after I was done here, I did a little bit of spring cleaning, and I've made an excellent discovery, everyone. So I've made a new bundle, and guess what? You can put bundles into bundles. So I was curious, I wanted to always have an empty bundle on me, in case I needed it. And yep, you can indeed store bundles in bundles. And guess what? It gets even better. I can put a bundle into this bundle, and then put it into another bundle. You can have bundles inside bundles inside bundles inside bundles. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, I was pretty amazed when I found out about this. Oh, by the way, there's also actually sad news that I'll have to bring you. We actually, I'm not entirely certain how, but it seems that I was right when I thought at the end of the last episode that these sheep are getting hurt every now and then. We lost one. The black sheep is gone. I don't know when it happened, I don't know how it happened. I was building here, 1 second I saw it, then the next time I turned around, empty. Sorry, black sheep, may you rest in peace. Yes, this was the sheep that used to be dangling off a rope for quite a while. The others are all fine though. I have no idea what happened back here. Before I put a new sheep in here, I am going to keep an eye on the other three. If another one vanishes, then I'll have to figure out what's going on and I'll have to actually rework something. We'll see whether another sheep disappears from its vat. If so, I'm gonna have to change something more. If not, hopefully we'll be okay. And I can just put a new black sheep in, right? One of you is probably very excited to be dyed black and go in there, right? Eager volunteers. I actually also, I have a proper entrance here now. This door closed off. I have a more official maintenance entrance door here that leads in. I just put a little wall behind it because otherwise you can see the lights shining through and I don't want that. I want it to look dark behind that door. Anyway, believe it or not, we're still not done in the farm. Not quite. We're missing something quite important actually. I do have my stupid hole down here. I did now actually hook up all of the... Ooh, something dropped wrong. Give me that. I did genuinely connect all of the different sheep spots up top now to a dropper that automatically drops everything. So we genuinely get all the wool in here automatically, but this is quite full. This chest is completely full. It only didn't overflow because a lot of the shears actually broke already and I just didn't refill them yet. You can see some sheep have wool because the shears are broken. But yeah, this is the main thing that's still missing here to make this an actually fully functional, amazing farm. We need proper storage. And I thought, since we are in a lab after all, why not do some actual science and try around with something that I've not looked at before? Because it could be boring, and I could just connect this farm up to my water stream down below and have it flow into these chests normally. But we did get a new thing that can help sorting chests, and I want to try it. So let me grab some materials for it real quick. Oops, right, I always want to walk over there because I'm so used to that door, but nope, it's here now. We've got copper golems in the game now, and I've not messed around with them yet, so let's try that. Because they can take stuff from one chest and put it into another, so I'd like to try how fast they are, how far they can go, and whether they could manage multiple colors of wool. So first of all, do I make them just like this? Yay! There's a little fella! What's up, buddy? How you doing? How do these work with redstone? That's something that I'm wondering about. If I add an observer to this... No output. That's unfortunate. That's not what I would have expected. If I put something in the very top chest here, would he be able to reach? He's looking at me like, what do you expect me to do? Do you see how freaking short I am? Oh, he's trying. Can he do it? He's looking. Where do I put this? Where does it go? Oh, he put it in there. No, he can't reach that. So he can only go to 2 rows. That's a little unfortunate. I was kind of hoping that I could use copper golems to just have 1 row of chests here dedicated to every color of wool. But I would only have the bottom 2. There's another thing I want to try. Does the chest need to be out in the open? Or could I put the chest below here and he can reach it diagonally? Sorry, buddy, I'm taking your chest away right now. Let's just take some kelp from here and he should discover, oh, kelp goes in there. He can't reach it. There, buddy. There you go. It's okay. It's okay, buddy. I can put your chest out in the open. I'm sure. Where? No. No, buddy, that's wrong. That's not where the... Where are you going with that? Is there kelp in there? Did I really? There's no kelp in there. No, buddy. Please stop. Give me that. Go back to your chest. Go back to your chest. You're fired. Okay, they can't carry super much at once. And this is too far. From here he can't see this chest. Oh. Buddy, you're gonna be so much less practical than I thought, aren't ya? Please don't go back there. You don't work quite the way I expected you to, buddy. You are very cute, though. I think I'd still like you to work here. It's just... You're a little less competent than I expected. It's fine. We'll find something for you to do. We'll find something. Don't worry. Oh, it just died. I just stopped recording, but it just died. I watched it. And I still cannot tell you what happened. It just dropped and took fall damage. I don't know how. Maybe they can somehow manage to land partially on this block and then take fall damage and die. Dang, so I'll also have to rework this, kind of. Maybe I should take the other 2 sheep out for now, so they don't also break a leg. Okay, this guy will not go to the higher up chests no matter what I do. I can build him a real fancy staircase and he will continue to only look through the bottom 2 rows of chests. He's just looking for the first chest that has a spot free in it and plopping it right in there. You're supposed to go up there. This is where green wool is. But he puts it in here. Because it's the bottom 2 rows. Yup. Okay, buddy. Fine. I'll figure out how to use you yet, alright? Okay, I have built something that maybe wouldn't have needed the aid of copper golems, but we're gonna put golems in there anyway. At least hopefully they'll be able to manage that. Anyway, I have built something here. You can see there's a note block under my desk now. Mysterious. If you click it, ta-da, that's where my chests are. With some blocks underneath to show what kind of colors are gonna be in there. We'll just have 3 colors per chest, except this one has multiple. And I've not put anything into any of these yet, because I need to try whether the columns can actually reach them. So, this is the chest we're gonna try it with. I've not actually started sending my wool there yet. It's all still a mess in those 2 double chests. We're gonna just get this little fella over there and see whether he can, if I pre-sort the chests like that, whether he can manage to put them away correctly. Huh? Let's find out. Because I built this in a way where the golems would have to walk around underneath the chests to reach them, so hopefully he can do that. But yeah, there's a piston that's extended that pushes the blackstone up top, and then there's 2 pistons back there that pull this piston as well as the blackstone back. It's not a super impressive thing, and it looks awful down here. But hopefully it's going to work, right? So, I'm gonna put black and white wool in there. Is he going to successfully put it in the... Don't. Oh, buddy. I know you're trying your best, but... This is the chest you were supposed to put it in. Buddy. Is it... Okay, wait. What if I say this is the netherrack chest, dude? Don't put anything other than netherrack in there. Is he then going to actually look at the black and white wool chest and put the stuff away correctly? Please, buddy. Yes! He put it in there! He's extremely slow, because he looks through every single chest. He does not understand the system here. And he also does not remember that he just opened this and saw that there's black wool in there. He forgot. He forgot immediately. Also, is there a point in utilizing copper golems when you can't see the cute little fellas walking around? Do not walk out there, please. I don't know. There probably isn't much of a point. I could have just done this, you know, the old-fashioned way with hoppers, but look at how cute he is. And I already made him. What was I supposed to do? Look, he put some blocks away correctly. I'm proud of him. Alright, I got it all connected up. We're actually getting the wool in here now. You can't put it in any wrong spots. The chests are all completely full. And there is a problem, potentially, in that if one of these chests is full, like we're already full with white, when the next piece of white wool comes in, I don't know if he's just going to pick that up and get stuck and just never pick up another piece of wool again because he's already holding white. Hey, look, buddy, there's white wool. Is this going to break you? Because I was thinking that I was just gonna put a ton of overflow copper chests, but that might be a problem. It's full, buddy. You can't put it away. There's no space for it. I'm sorry, I kinda pranked you, I guess, by putting that in there. Oh, that's a problem. You don't know what to do with that. Okay, give me this. It's okay, buddy. I think I know how I can fix it. I can probably just put an empty chest that just leads into other chests. Like put a hopper underneath it and everything that gets put in there goes into other chests. So that if these chests are all full, they're gonna start filling up mass storage somewhere. Yeah, I can probably... You got kelp? Give me that. That's not supposed to be here. Sorry, that's my bad. Some kelp got in there when I was building it. And I fixed the problem, cause I'm a genius. It was actually surprisingly easy. I did exactly what I said. There's just a chest with a hopper underneath in the corner over here now, and I think he checks through the chests based on which is closest. So this one's just a little bit further away than all the others, so he checks it last, which means he truly only goes there if there's no room here. And the room that I have underneath there is connected to the little room here in front of my creeper and spider farm. So, ta-da! There, my one single white wool block already went in there. And yes, the plan is now that for most builds, I probably won't need a ton of wool, and I can quickly come over here and grab whatever I need. And if I truly were to ever build something really large that needs a buttload of wool, I can jump down there to my mass wool storage and grab that. I also realized that the way I am collecting the wool down below before it goes into the bubble column now is a complete disaster. I'm ashamed to show it again. I looked at it for a second, but I built it around Christmas when I had a bit of a cold and I was tired and I did really stupid. Don't judge me. Don't pause on where I looked at it for a second to study my awful construction down there, okay? But this, a good, beautiful, gorgeous construction. I fixed it. Don't attack me, it's no longer as horrible down here. I used to have one auto dropper connected to every single hopper here, which used up a buttload of materials, and I changed it. There's now a minecart going around here, dropping everything off at one single auto dropper. Okay, I've saved half a stack of pistons, observers, and droppers each. It's good now, it works. Alright, mark the first thing that I wanted to do this episode off the list. We did it. Success. I mean, I guess half success, because I was kind of thinking that we would have a little buddy who's running back and forth up here, but turns out lab too big for little buddy. Little buddy get confused. Little buddy working downstairs in small room now. We know he's there. We won't see him very much, but we know he's being a hero behind the scenes. With this more technical part of the episode out of the way, we can get to something more creative and get some actual building done, eh? Oh, by the way, my door is gone again, but the good news is, I think I've actually solved the mystery of why this keeps happening. Because this other door here that, you know, keeps not being deleted, this one's open. So I actually used the sideways door trick on this door, and I think I probably never did on the other one. So, oops. I think the whole mystery is just, it's not a bug or anything weird. It's, I think truly just zombies were breaking down my door so they could flee inside and stop burning. So let's put a new door and this time place it sideways, and then probably this is going to finally be a permanent door. Isn't that exciting? There we go. Now my door should hopefully stay there. If not, then it is truly a mystery and I have no idea what's going on there, but I believe this should fix it. Anyway, what I'd actually like to get to, it's been a little while since we've worked on the factory, and I think it's time that I take care of this wall. Also, when I look at the factory from over here, it feels so tiny. It feels too small, so I think I would like to build something pretty tall somewhere there. I don't really want to raise the building itself. I think that's fine, because it looks nifty from the front. I think this is okay. But I think I need to add something that makes it seem bigger. This main building is eventually going to get smokestacks. Maybe I'll add something now. I don't know, but I think this little warehouse needs some addition to the side that makes it seem a little bit less tiny and sad. And yeah, need to figure out this. And also, I wanted windows in the roof, but it's ugly. It's pretty ugly. I still want to have windows on the roof, but I need to figure out something different here. So let me get to messing around with this a little bit and see if we can't finish the view from over here this episode, eh? And maybe even build the gate. I don't know. We are already pretty far into the episode because the whole golem thing took me longer than expected, but let's get to building and just see where we get. And the wall is done. It's nothing special. It's a pretty flat, pretty boring, simple wall. Though, of course, again, it is a wall that's built entirely out of walls. Because I like walls, in case you hadn't noticed before. But we're gonna make it more interesting by building something in front there. Oh, and I figured out a design that I like more for the windows. In fact, I figured out two designs and I haven't yet quite decided which I prefer. Glow lichen is almost the same color as the tuff is, so I just put dark gray glass with some glow lichen on top, which that blends in fairly well with the rest of the roof. But I also don't hate this. I just haven't decided yet whether I want the windows to blend in or stand out quite a bit. We'll see. But anyway, now the only thing left to do is add something more interesting on this side. And since this is supposed to be the warehouse, what I think would make sense to maybe have next to that is just a big ass crane. Yes, we do have the little balcony with the elevator there that's supposed to bring stuff up into the warehouse, but maybe particularly big, particularly heavy stuff doesn't fit on there and they'll need a crane for it anyway, so you know, it can make sense. Plus, this is a fantasy world anyway. It's just supposed to look nice for the most part. So I think I want to try build a really big crane here. So we have something in this empty area as well as some more height to the build, perhaps. Oh, and also, by the way, now that we have shelves, guess what? I built a door! There's a door here now. Because I did originally build a door in here with trapdoors and hated that, so I tore it back out and this was just open the whole time. But now it's a door design that I'm actually fairly happy with. So the factory is closed now, actually. Exciting. Well, closed if you ignore the entire back half of it anyway. But it has a proper main entrance now. So now the only thing I have left to do for now is to build the thing here. So I guess back to the drawing board I go. Let's see what I can come up with. I'm sure it'll end up okay. Hello, voiceover Pead here. This thing, for some reason, nearly drove me insane. It was supposed to be a real quick, easy thing for the end of the episode, but nope. I started working on it real motivated, thought I had a clear idea of how I wanted it to look, no problem. But then halfway through I realized, I guess maybe my idea wasn't quite as clear as I thought. Actually, no clue how to do the top. I would have to make it taller for this shape to look good, but I don't want it that tall, and it looked pretty bad. So I tore it back down, I made some slight changes to it, still looked pretty bad. So at that point I was already pretty depressed and had to take a break for the day. The next day I actually started drawing some concept art in my notebook and got the idea that hey, maybe I should move away from a more traditional realistic crane and go more steampunk-y. And with that I jumped back into it, started planning out the next thing and still looked pretty bad, but a little bit closer to something that I was happy with. And then after multiple days of futzing about with it and being really unhappy with it and close to insanity, I finally landed on a design that I was genuinely pretty happy with. But it took so much longer than I thought. I thought I could get this done in like an hour, but it took me multiple days. This is the sole reason why this episode didn't come out on a Saturday like the previous two episodes did. Oops! Ta-da! It's done! There's a traveling trader there that's kind of ruining the shot a little bit, but try to ignore the colorful, not really fitting in here llamas. And look at the big robot arm crane. Alright, so I've also started to slightly adjust the terrain here to be more like we have over there everywhere. But I didn't finish it because I figured it doesn't make super much sense to figure out the terrain while the road isn't finished, so I'll probably do the road first and then we'll do the terrain and then everything will be pretty. Yup, but we have a big robot arm crane here now. It's supposed to look like this is a cog connected to these cogs where maybe you can turn this and then the crane rotates, and up here is a little balcony, a little thing that you can sit in and then probably control the rope that's going along here to actually move the hook up and down. I did it to make it so you can truly reach this ladder, because that would have looked bad, I think. But it's, you know, you can imagine this is a ladder that you can pull up and pull back down, and it's up right now, which doesn't make super much sense because no one is in there, so why would the ladder not be down? I don't know, but it is. I also shaded the wall here to make it look like there's some shadow behind these big ass cogs. And the main reason why I built those cogs is honestly not because I necessarily needed cogs in the area, but I wanted to, when you look at it from over here, I didn't want the base to blend into the gray background, so I just needed something in a different color behind it. So big ass cogs, there we are. I tried to make it look like there's a rope going up all the way and along the arm, and then this can move the hook around. And you can imagine that this can move around somewhat freely and would be able to pick up stuff from over here and perhaps even deliver it all the way to the back of the factory, because there's a big arm. I don't know, it can reach far. Maybe not all the way to the back, but at least up there. Oh, and I also, we have a little stair going up here now, and there's a door here which is marked as no entry because this door I don't think is going to actually lead anywhere. I think this is going to lead into a wall. It's purely for aesthetic reasons, but does not connect to anything, because if we go through here, this is the level where the floor is going to be. So, you know, if we have floor in here, we can't really have the door be accessible. So I might eventually truly put a staircase going down there, but we don't really need a back door here, I don't think. I think this is just gonna be a fake door for looking pretty. Which, you know, is not even necessarily super unrealistic, because there are doors that have been built years ago when the building was first created, and then something was changed in the building and the door remains, but it doesn't actually open anymore. So, you know, it wouldn't even be super unrealistic to have a fake door that just leads nowhere. But yes, we have big arm now, and I think it does the exact thing that I wanted it to do. I think it does a good job at that and makes the factory look a little more intimidating looking at it from over here, as well as obviously a little more interesting because the wall is now not just a flat, boring wall anymore. There's actually something interesting there. This thing took me a surprising amount of time to figure out until I was finally happy with it, but I am indeed happy with it now. I think it looks quite nice. And also, initially I thought I wanted to build something more toward the back of the factory, like around here. And now, as you can see, it's actually in the front. Let me go sleep and then we'll talk about it. The reason why I ultimately moved it in front there was because I realized that we have the chance to make a really cool sightline from over here. Because you can see the hook now, which I think looks awesome. I think that looks really cool when you're walking down the road here and you see the big ass hook hanging down there. And it looks especially cool if we're coming from over here. While walking across that bridge, you can now see the hook the whole time, and I think that looks rad. Having this little space there filled with something somewhat detailed now, I think, is pretty cool. I like it. I'm happy with that. We're getting close to actually having a full factory now. There's basically only the back wall missing. So that's pretty cool. I might get to maybe next episode already move all my stuff from the little storage room into the big storage room. We'll see. I haven't finished the interior yet, although I can show you that I've actually... Ouch! I've started working on the interior here, and I've moved the cats. We have Pudding now dramatically sitting in the light here. But I tried to continue the theme that I started in the lab, where I tried to actually make the lights make sense with light sources in the room. So I tried to shade it somewhat more painterly, more realistically. So here where we have the lanterns as well as the windows, we have some bright light coming in. And then everything else, you know, gets darker and shadier. Same here. where we have light shining in this way, and then this door would throw shadow. I'm trying to mess around with that more. I used to always just shade basically by making the corners dark and then make it get brighter toward the center. Or sometimes I would put the rougher looking blocks in spaces where people would walk more. But now that I've worked on kind of faking some lights in the floor in the laboratory, I kind of liked that, and I want to experiment around with that more, so I'll try to stick with that here. I'm not a big fan of these carpets, but we hide lights below these because, first of all, it would be too dark over here and in the corners here, because the little lanterns do not spread enough light, so we would get mob spawns here, which is bad, of course. Don't want that, and also it makes the lights from the windows look a lot more dramatic. So I don't like the little bumps from the carpets, but I think we have to keep them. And yeah, I finished this wall from the inside. This wall's done from the inside now. I just have to figure out this wall as well as close off this side, of course. I think I will do that off camera and surprise you with it next episode, where perhaps we'll start it by moving my storage room. Wouldn't that be great, Pudding? I could really use a bit more space. In general, the idea is kind of that my little house over there, I mean, it's just the basement that I'm using as my home. There's not a lot of space, so I think I would like to, in general, fully move over into this big factory once it's done. So I would like to get it done somewhat quickly. We'll see. I'm right now pretty motivated to work more on it, so maybe we'll actually finish the back next episode. I am excited to see it done, and we are getting somewhat close now, so that's cool. But I think that's enough for one episode. We built a cool crane, as well as unfortunately figured out that my bouncy sheep are dying. Right, that's a thing I'll have to also figure out. I'll have to figure out how to fix my sheep bouncy. Hopefully it's not going to be difficult. I think genuinely I just have to fill in the block where we have the frog light. I probably just have to take out the frog light and that is fine. But anyway, that's going to be a thing for next episode. This episode we built a big crane and killed sheep. So, I hope you've had a good time watching. I hope you like the big ass crane arm as much as I do. And I hope you'll tune in again next time. Until then, have a great time. Bye bye! Also, yeah, I'm blinking now. Exciting, right? I don't know if I like it yet, but I've installed a resource pack that makes me blink. Amazing.